Good evening, and good evening, and welcome back to the One the Celtic Fans View this Thursday evening. There's lots to get through this evening, and then we also need to talk about the game this weekend. Yeah, we need to talk about the game this weekend, and let's just do this. We do have a match coming up on Sunday versus Hibs in the Scottish League Cup. Yes, the Scottish League Cup. That one that we lost last season. Yes, we lost at this round last season. We did lose at the round last season to Kilmarnock, if you all remember. Just turn that down. And yeah, we did lose it last season. Ambition means keeping Matt O'Reilly, adding Engels, and a quality centre back. Going to catch up with the comments first of all. Before we talk about the assault, the verbal assault, and you would expect nothing less from the Scottish media. Let's not beat around the bush. They are hurting. The Scottish media are hurting because their team are shite. Their team are absolute garbage. So they're going to have a go at Celtic, and they're going to have a go at a brand new Celtic player coming into the club, and they have to try and get it off to as bad a start as possible to try and disrupt Celtic and try and disrupt the mentality of the player. But we are Celtic. They will not win. And Adam Ida is one of us. And he is strong enough to make sure that he just brushes it off. He brushes the nonsense comments off by the Scottish mainstream media. No one down south has even spoke a word about this nonsense. But yes, you come up to Scotland and all of a sudden he's a disruptive player and he's this and that and he's the next thing. And he forced the move and blah, 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 blah. Never mind the fact that it was his mum that phoned him and said, Adam, the deal's done. And then Adam went on to Sky News and he went, fucking hell, I've been sold. I've been sold. He found out via Sky News, which is fucking get it up you to the Scottish media. Anyway, let's jump into the comment section and see who's all on the live this evening. I need to just turn that way slightly. Gemma was first up. Hail, everyone. Lorna Gallagher was in. Good evening. Hope you are all well. Gemma says, hey, Lorna. And then Lorna says, hey, Gemma, how's you doing? I love the comment section. Maybe says I flipped over to a movie, thinking I did think this was coming up. It was Dial M for Murder. I wish I hadn't read that. And Gemma says, I'm doing well, Lorna. How are you? You guys not got text these days. There's no WhatsApp for this kind of chat. And I'm kidding, guys. I am kidding. Rod from Brecon says, how you doing? Lorna says, oh, I'd hoped I'd feel the span one of the families' lives in case of any other fans come on. Yeah, let me just give Tam Max on. So there's a few. I don't want to give too many people the spanners because we had an abundance of spanners before, and people were getting a bit. Look, this is just fully moderators, but we shouldn't get too much hands on. I don't have members only or subscribers only switched on tonight. So if they do come on, if they do, that's fine because it all adds to the viewing numbers. Anyway, Robert Davies in, Paul D is in, Footland Baz, the Hoops are going to win the treble. My guy, yes, Paul D, they are that. Thomas Hanlon says, we write our own story. Thomas, we do that. You're a man, I've got a mate, I've got a couple of mates that come out of Hamilton, and the Hamilton bus is one of the best buses. A big shout out to the Hamilton boys, and they consist and they go to every away game and everything. They do not miss a game, never miss a game in Europe, and that's their thinking. It's like we decide. We decide, and the Hamilton boys did a fantastic banner with Pinocchio saying that we're the same Rangers, and Pinocchio's nose is like this. It's absolutely brilliant. Paul Beergate says, agree, the Scottish media are hurting real bad. Yes, they are that. Gerald says, hello from Orlando. Orlando in the good old US of A. Hello to you this evening, Gerard. Well, it'll be lunchtime. It'll be lunchtime with you, isn't it? And 9 o'clock here. Yeah, it'll be around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. Anyway, welcome to the channel, and we love the fact that you're coming in from Orlando. I love it when we get folk in from the USA and everything. I love it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, damn, my spanner is always on Hun Watch. Exactly. Aussie online says, "Hey, well, Baz Daniel says, evening Baz from the Free Derry." Don't get me started. Rangers in the meltdown again. Yeehaw. That Chilwell says, "No chance. Will the zombies get on? No, they won't, because there's plenty of spanners on." Carly said, "Sue, for fuck's sake." Sue? Sue, what are the spanners for? The spanners are moderators. It's just people who moderate the channel and help me out, because there's nothing worse than trying to do this video and watch the comment section and Huns get on and start spouting their bullshit about, have you paid the victims? That's the only banter that they've got these days. Eh? It used to be fucking the famine. You've got to think back. This is Hun mentality. It used to be, the famine's over. Please go home. The famine is over. Please go home. Now it's pay the victims. Pay the victims. Have you paid the victims yet? Have you paid your tax bill? Have you paid for the stadium fixtures? Have you paid for the face painter? Have you paid for the 200 or 387 people that you never paid when you went into liquidation and died? Ah, anyway. Peggy Sue. Oh, fuck, Carly's pissed. Leo Mill says, what are the spanners? What do the spanners mean? Yeah, that I've just told you what that means. It is so that the moderators for the channel, and it's trusted guys that I know that will make sure that no Huns get in, and they won't kick off Celtic fans. It's just to make sure that if any untoward types get onto the channel, that's all it's for. Alas, Saint Mirren out, Kelly through. More coefficient. Did Kelly get through? There we go. There's something happening. Evening Baz says George and Big Dom. Big Dom, how are you this evening? I don't care about the media or Rangers. Let's worry about getting more quality and keeping O'Reilly. No, we have to speak about it, Big Dom, because the headlines tonight are disgusting. The headlines tonight are of, you can't hide the. See, when you move out, right? See, when you're in the trenches back home and you're going to games every week and you're spending your money and you're trying not to look at the Scottish media and you're used to the bullshit that comes from Super Scoreboard, and you're used to the bullshit that comes from the Rangers based media that want everything to happen for their club. When you step back from it, right? And this is my own personal experience of an abundance of years going to games, spending tens of thousands of pounds watching Celtic week in, week out. When I left to come here, there was one of the guys on the bus said, of all the people that I thought would stop going to games week in, week out, you would be the last, Baz. You would be the last. When you step back from that and you watch from afar how the media really is in Scotland, and how bigoted the media really is, and how sectarian the media really is, you see it with a fresh set of eyes. And when you step back from being in those trenches and and being your life. And listen, the people that go to Celtic matches week in, week out, it is their life. And I mean that. It is they live for the weekend. You know, and it's not some fucking 90s fucking, oh, let's get mad with it, fucking move. It's all about football. And Celtic is this big family. You know, I met so many people, so many bus conveners, so many different people from different towns, different pubs that we could go to before games. It was fantastic. And when you step back from that and you see how hurting they are, and those headlines tonight, I mean, I'll go through some of the headlines. We'll just run through some of the headlines, right? Not a massive worry. Norwich City, let me go into this one. Alameda, Celtic is where I want to be, right? That's coming out of Ireland. I'm going to go to the Irish ones first. No, that's not that one. It wasn't my choice of fee. Alameda not phased by becoming Celtic's most expensive player. Another one said that Alameda, I was not a disruptive player. You forced this deal. It was all going down the lines that Alameda delighted to get permanent move, but they're trying to say that he forced the move. He was a disruptive player in the dressing room. You could see that there. Either rejects forcing Celtic transfer notion as if he talked as he missed Norwich playing. They're talking about the fact that he missed the pre-season. It's fucking. What do you expect? Nothing less from the media. See, if that was a Rangers player coming to Rangers, they would be fucking hailing the player, saying, "Fucking," they would be saying he's a god. But because he's Celtic's most expensive player, and look, Adam Eder said, "I didn't put the price tag on my head. I don't think that I'm worth that money." It's like it is what it is. Deal with it. Deal with it, you fucking boo, you cross. Anyway, get me started on that, Mido. Right, let's get back into the comments before we jump on to some more of the breaking news tonight. Adam Ida or Hail Hail Baz. Paul Baird says, I don't think there will be many Huns. They're all crying their eyes out. Nah, there won't be. Baz, we do our talking on the pitch. Big Dom, yes, we do. We do our talking on the pitch. And that comes from years, and I mean years, of just putting your head down. And this is a big thing to any young player, right, at Celtic, who thinks that they can walk into the team and just be the big I am. They be the big I am. This goes out to future players like Daniel Kelly. You need to work hard to get into the Celtic team. You need to put in the graft. Celtic have been successful over the last 20 years of dominance in Scottish football. We've been successful because we get our head down and we focus on the job. As fans, we get our head down and we focus on supporting the team. The Green Brigade focus on supporting the team week in, week out. Whether you like the songs or not, I don't care. They focus on forward thinking about tifos that are going to be within the stadium, thinking about how to entice the players even more, how to make the fans back the team even more. There's a togetherness within our fan base. There's a togetherness within the club. And that comes from being, and I hate the word, Celtic family. It was a word that it meant, it was just nonsense paper talk years ago. But when you actually come away, it is actually a big family. And we pull together. When times are tough, Celtic fans pull together. And that's as simple as that. And they can't handle it. And the media, the way that they attacked, and I'll say it as an attack. I'm not going to listen. If it was, could you imagine them signing a £9 million when they signed Torrey Andre Flo, right? When they signed him for 12 million, it was the best thing since friggin' sliced bread. But because Celtic are breaking records, because we're breaking our own transfer fees, because we're building for the future, because we're secretly behind closed doors, we're building a team again that's focusing on the next 5 years. We're currently sitting with quite a few championship trophies. In 5 years from now, if Celtic continue the exact same dominance in Scottish football, you'll have the biggest meltdown ever. They will go out all sorts to try and bring us down to their level, to try and upset the apple cart, to try and get in the mindset of players, to ruffle the feathers of the players, if you like. But it won't happen because Brendan Rodgers won't let it happen. And the players that have been at Celtic over the past, now there's only a couple of players left that have been through it all before, and that's Jamesy Forrest and Callum McGregor. That experience, see when you talk about experience in the team, see when you talk about being able to deal with things mentally that are going to happen in this season, James Forrest and Callum McGregor are priceless, absolutely priceless, because they know how to mentally deal with what is coming. They know what the media will do. They will not talk about this in public. Of course they won't. Celtic players, once they leave Celtic and once they've been away for a few years, can all talk about it. They can all talk about it at dinner dances, and they can all talk about it at events, and then they can get into media jobs, and they can drop hints about it, about the way that the Scottish media are, the Scottish refs, and the whole sectarian and things in Scotland. Adam Ida has now been placed, as far as I'm concerned, he's been placed in the exact same place that Neil Lennon was placed when he came to Celtic. That's what the media done to Adam Ida today. They made him a target for the bigots. That's all they did. They made a target for the bigots. Anyway, it is selective journalism. It is, and that's what Scottish media is all about. I don't think there will be too many hands on here as a decline. Yes, exactly. Carly is gifted another membership. Carly's just wafting out memberships like this to Frank. Welcome aboard, Frank. Same bitch, different day, says the lad will know if the boys in the squad, what the media are like. Yeah, of course they will. The lad will know. Listen, Adam Ida will know. He's not daft. His family are all Irish. He's Irish. He's Celtic through and through. He knows the fucking story. He knows the story, and he's just going to go, do you know what? I'll do my talking on the pitch. And it'll make him even more determined to bang in a hat trick against that mob. Bang in a hat trick against them. Thomas says Norwich only done they've only done for years. Forget the noise and it's fake news. Yes, it is. That says Dave King. Welcome aboard, Dave King. Hail Hail Legends says James. Well done, Carly. Ian McIntosh says hail hail Carly. Lorna is big shout out to Carly. Baz, a big boo for the Hun media. And do you know what? I've got a thing against journals anyway. Anybody that knows this channel for long enough, I've got a thing about journals and against coppers. When you look back at the early videos of this channel and you look back at the earlier videos on my Twitter, do you know it was well, just look back. And you'll see where the channel came from. A lot of people that are original members, original subscribers to the channel know exactly where this channel was born from, and it's never going to change. And I'm not going to pretend that. And the only good thing about this channel is that I don't want to be a journalist. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, they're flying out with membership gifted here, and these are giving out them like sweetie papers. Lanky says cheers. Like he was giving the membership. These are all on board. What is going on? You're all mental, absolute mental. Anyway, let's get back into some of the Celtic news because I think I've went on enough about the media in Scotland and the disgusting behaviour. I think it was because they knew they had to try and bring Adam. This is the mindset of the Scottish media. Here comes Adam Ida. He scored that goal at Hampden to win the double. He is now flying high. He's back at Celtic. He is riding the wave. He's if he's a surfer, he's riding the wave and he's going, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, I'm coming into Scottish football and I am going to show you who's boss." And the Scottish media are going, we need to bring this lad down a peg or two. We need to try and hit his confidence. We need to try and say that he upset the apple cart at Norwich. We need to try and say that you're a bad influence. You're going to be a bad influence at Celtic. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. You're disruptive. You forced the move. What player? Daniel Kelly fucking forced the move. Nobody's shouting in the media going, Daniel Kelly, you little shit. You could have been a Celtic player, but you forced a move to fucking Millwall. The Scottish media aren't doing that, are they? They're very selective because he is Irish. And the Irish Catholic discrimination in Scotland is real. And if you don't think it is, wake up and smell the friggin' coffee. Because I had years of it with my own business back in Scotland. Anyway, That's enough of the rant. There's always at least one rant a week. A big shout out to David Hughes for the 2.99 super chat. Big shout out to that for the super chat. There is lots of let's celebrate this super fan live stream. Oh, what does that mean? Let's celebrate the first super chat on a live stream. Yeah, that's your first super chat, David. It's telling me to celebrate the first super chat on a live stream. Celtic keep the biscuit tin closed, but need to open it for more players. Yeah, we knew we'll need to open it for more players, but let's just, at times like this, when the Scottish media, right, I am one of the, I will shout out for the board to get a move on it and move its arse. But see, when the Scottish media tries to have a go at a Celtic player or Celtic, we close ranks. We close ranks and we defend the club to the hilt. To the hilt. We defend our players. And the headlines and the questioning of Adam Ida, you know where it was coming from. It's because they're hurting. Because they are hurting. They have to try and do anything to get in the mindset of a player so that he's not in top form. And we can't have that. And we won't have it. It's as simple as that. You can pick up the membership, go to... Can you pick up who the membership go to? Can you pick... I think so. I'm not too sure. I think Carly and that will tell you how to do it. I'll be honest, I've no idea how you pick. The computer picks it. No, the computer picks it. And there you go. The computer picks who you give the membership to. Well, that is completely bizarre. Anyway, we do have a lot of new members tonight. Let me just go to the... So first up, Carly gifted a new membership to Frank. Welcome aboard, Frank. And then next up, MEFW gifted a membership to Lanky. And then Mick Celtic gifted a membership to James. There you go. They've gifted the membership. I don't know how long they've gifted the membership for. I mean, is it for a month? Is it for... I don't know. How long do you gift a membership for? Who knows? Who knows? And then a big shout out to David, who was 2.99. Anyway, it's all interesting. It's all new to me. Paul Baird says that a lot of the Hun players are trying to escape the club. No one wants them. Yes, this is true. What happened to Cantwell? Who got mine then? I have no idea, Mick. I have no idea. It doesn't tell me that. Jeff, do you think we'll bring in a young striker? Yes, I think we need to. It's all fine and dandy having two strikers, but Brendan Rodgers himself said at the pre-season training camp in America that he wanted in two strikers. He said we needed two strikers. Who got mine then? I'm gonna do this. Oh, she says. I'm just reading. Sound Soundex phonetic. Evening. How are you? I'm just reading the comments. Sorry, we're getting mixed up all over the place this evening. Right. Anyway, another club has reduced the allocation. As we were just talking about at the weekend, and as we were talking about, as I've spoken about for a long time on this channel, Celtic will face a reduced allocation once again as they prepare to travel to Paisley against St Mirren on the 25th of August. I am going to give it to tight to Kev, Scotsman and Tenerife. Seeing a bunch of shite bags. Celtic ticket office has confirmed that the club will only receive 1,389 tickets for the game, which is 109 fewer than allocation provided for the same fixture last season. The decrease in tickets follows a similar reduction during the Hibernian game. It'll be interesting to see how many Hibernian fans turn up at Celtic this weekend. The game is at Celtic Park. It is the Scottish League Cup. And more importantly, who will line up for Celtic in that game? Will Brendan Rodgers change it up? Will Brendan Rodgers bring on Adam Ida from the start? Will Brendan Rodgers bring on Sanasillo from the start? That is the question that we'll all be waiting for this weekend. Historically, Celtic have always brought in fringe players for the League Cup. If you remember, Brendan Rodgers, his first time round, also used fringe players all the way to the final of the League Cup, and he's seen it as a way of blooding the the players that weren't in the first team starting week in, week out. He's seen it as a way of giving them game time and experience to get into the first team. Will Brendan Rodgers start bleeding young Sinisalo into Celtic by bringing him in for the cup games? Or is it too soon for him? Is he too young? Is he not experienced enough? I think we all think that he's experienced enough. He was brought in to be the successor. He was brought in to be the successor for the one and only Kasper Schmeichel. He has to get some game time. If he's going to be the successor, he has to get some game time throughout the season. So this will be a massive, massive decision. It is on Sunday at 3 o'clock Celtic Park time, 4 o'clock Central European time. And we'll all be waiting. We'll all be waiting to see exactly what the lineup would be. Anyway, back to Adam Eder, because I think we need to talk about the fact that my choice of the fee, Adam Eder not fazed by becoming Celtic's most expensive signing. Adam Eder was delighted to end the summer speculation about his future by confirming his permanent move to Celtic. The Parkhead club signed the Celtic, the team of gods. The Pope's 11 signed the 23-year-old from Norwich on Wednesday for a 5-year deal. In a transfer reported to be worth a potential $9.5 million, the Republic of Ireland international hit 19 matches last season in his loan spell and in the second half of last season, including the unbelievable, this is coming out of the Irish Independent, the unbelievable late winner in the Scottish Cup final against the Sevco at Hampden Park, which sealed the league and cup double. Eder had reminded in social media group chat with Celtic players he was finally back under Brendan Rodgers' wing. He was back in the WhatsApp group. He was invited back into the WhatsApp group by the one and only Callum McGregor. You've got to remember that Callum McGregor took over the iconic WhatsApp group from Scott Brown when Scott Brown retired from Celtic. And Callum McGregor was made captain, and he handed over the keys to the WhatsApp group, the keys to the banter, the keys to the chat, the keys to the... Nobody fucking talks about this outside the group, right? Get off social media and don't speak about it. Do your talking on the pitch group. I'd love to see what goes on in that WhatsApp group. I absolutely love it. Anyway, Adam remained in the social media group chat with Celtic players and finally back under Brendan Rodgers' wing. Speaking at Celtic Park, he says, it was back and forth with a couple of the players, but I didn't really know what was going on myself. I said to my agents, do the work, just let me know when it's done. I actually found out on Sky Sports that the deal was done. I was sitting in my house and my mum phoned me. Yes, my mum phoned me. And she went, Adam, you've signed for Celtic. And he's like, what are you fucking on about? He's not for Liverpool. But anyway, the fact that he had quickly established the return to Celtic, it was comfortable. And me coming here the first time, the lads were welcoming him, speaking with Brendan and all the stuff, the fans and how they treated me. He knew that he was coming home. He had a connection with a couple of the lads, the players and the staff over the summer that helped him out getting back to the club. Obviously, they've helped him out on the pitch. It's going to be fantastic. I'm at a great club, says Adam Eder. It's a club that I want to be at. I'm just delighted to get it done. It was widely publicised during the summer that Eder missed a flight to Norwich pre-season camp in Austria. But he stressed that it had nothing to do with engineering a return to Parkhead. It had nothing to do with me trying to leave, Adam said after being questioned about it. It was a genuine mistake and I apologise to Norwich for it. And they know it had nothing to do with me trying to leave the club or force a move. It was nothing to do with that. Even though the Scottish media went down the lines and saying that he's disruptive and that he tried to force the move to Celtic, it was my fault and I got it quickly resolved. Norwich is a club that gave me everything. It's where I grew up as a boy, where I went as a boy and left as a man. It's not something, but I've nothing but good things to say about Norwich. They treated me very, very well. And that's it. I'm a Celtic player now, so let's just move on from it. It's basically what Adam Eder said to the press. We need to bring in a young player to replace Kalmak in the next couple of years, says Chilpil. Talking about that, is the young player from Dundee really Celtic standard? Is he at the same? He's about the same age as Scott Brown was when he came to Celtic. Is he at the same level as Scott Brown was when Scott Brown was 23? Because I believe he's around about 23 as well. And that's an honest question. Somebody put that out today. Uh, I've just got a WhatsApp. Give me 2 seconds. Betis Girona are playing tonight. The Spanish football starts. I'm going to go to a couple of games in Spain. Big Dom, we definitely need better for this year, but 50 odd games. So having a backup, uh, Channel 4 Live. He's 26, the young Dundee lad. Well, he's 26, so he's older than Scott Brown. He's older than Scott Brown. 2 minutes till I just uh, do this. Oh, the batteries only working on my fucking. Are you having a laugh? Why do batteries run out so often on Fire Sticks? Oh well, it's good. Anyway, McCowan is the second best midfielder in Scotland and went to Notre Dame school. He'll do for me. Well, there you go. That's it. We'll need to keep Matt O'Reilly and strengthen to do anything in the Champions League. Lose Matt, and we're in a very bad position in the Champions League. Getting Engels and McGowan, squad player Brendan worked his magic. He's 26-year-old. 26-year-old, and I don't think, and I'm just, it's just my own opinion, but I think bringing in a 26-year-old, is he really a replacement for Callum McGregor? He should be knocking down the door of, he's not a Lewis Ferguson. When you think about Scotland players that are in that midfield position, I think Lewis Ferguson playing in Italy has got more chance of getting into that midfield when now that Callum McGregor's came out. It's maybe just my opinion. Is he as good as that? Betis one now. You got batteries. She's not listening to a word I say. Anyway, I would get McGowan for buttons, and you could get 5 years out of him. Yeah, but he's 26, not 36. Says Plunge. Game McGregor, the legends that are that. Engels looks to business bad. He does that. I'd go for Armstrong from Kelly. Larson was 24 when we got him. Yeah, I know he was 24, but Larson was still a bit. Let's be honest, Larson was still a bit raw. 26 is no age for fuck's sake, says chill pill. I'm just looking at how good Scott Brown was at that age. Do you know, if we're talking about, when you're talking about somebody coming in and let's be serious here, you're talking about somebody coming in and taking over as Celtic captain, and it has to be of a certain mentality. He has to be of a certain level of player. I've not seen enough of him, but you guys are telling me that he's as good as Scott Brown was at the same age. He's the same. He's as good as Callum McGregor. Can he come in and boss that Celtic midfield? Are you telling me that this guy's going to walk into Celtic and in a year's time? I don't know. I don't know. But this is what's good about the channel. This is what's good about the channel. It is called the One Celtic Fans View. We all get to view our question. Lennon Miller from Motherwell. Larson was 26 and a half. Larson was 33 when he went to Barca. Look what he done. Yeah, I know, but Larson was you cannot compare the young boy for Dundee with Larson. Come on. That's like comparing them with fucking Jesus. Oh my God. Bruni at the age of 26 was rational, hot headed. Yeah, and that's what made Bruni the player he was. That's what made him the player he was. Because you never knew what he was going to do in midfield. But he could go in and fucking bash players. He learned how to play football. He then learned how to sit back. Are you telling me that the young lad for Dundee is at that level? That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying that he's not worth it or he's maybe not, but I'm just putting the question out there. Somebody has to come out with it from a different angle. You can all come in and say, he's fucking brilliant, he's brilliant, he's brilliant. But somebody has to say, well, is he as good as this? Is he as good as that? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm sitting here for. McGowan is an absolute buzz bomb, says Chill Pill. Chris Sutton was 45 and he was walking about getting his pension, says Carly. £1,000,000 for McGowan, defo worth a punt. Right, you're talking £1,000,000. Hibs have put in several bids. You're not telling me Hibs are going in with 200,000-300,000 bids to try and get this player. Lanky, a lot of fans said the same thing about Moy, and look how that ended. Fans realised they were wrong. I think the fans that said that Aaron Moy was past it are going by what he did at St Mirren. You've got to remember that this guy was playing at the top level in Japan, and he was fantastic for Australia under Ange, and he was basically his right-hand man in Australia, and he was a guy that he could trust. Moy went to the World Cup when he was in and out around the team. Moy went to the World Cup and absolutely had a fantastic World Cup. He kept Matt O'Reilly at the team for that whole season. So, you know, it's like the fans are fickle. Anyway, Hibs bid 750 grand. Is that all? Well, Celtic need to go in. Plunge says, Baz, we're comparing his age to his ability with Henrik, not his ability with Henrik. Yeah, I know, but I mean, let's face it. Henrik gave the ball away to Chick Charnley in his first game, and it cost Celtic points. And everyone went, where the fuck's this wee cunt with the fucking dreadlocks, man? They fucking Celtic players ever fucking had dreadlocks in their life. What the fuck's this cunt? Get this wee bitch skinny bastard to fuck, man. That was the chat that was coming out of Celtic Park back in that day when Celtic lost the Hibs. Anyway, how long have we been on? We've been on for 36 minutes. What time is it? It's 20 past 10. I'm going to stay on at 1:30, and then I am going to the pub. Sorry, but I'm going to the pub. Stephen Johnston is in the house. My man Stephen is in the house. He is. I want us to give us lots of little love emojis for Stephen Johnston. Lots of love emojis. Stick up loads right now in the chat. Stick up as many that side. Love emojis for Stephen Johnston. He is the man. He is the man on this channel. He is the man. Right, so just get as many up as we can. I remember Will Baz said, Paul Baird, talking about that. Johnny Hayes wasn't a spring chicken either when he plays for us. No, he wasn't. But Johnny Hayes, remember that one when he scored up in Aberdeen, come off the wing and fucking that we went into meltdown in Aberdeen the night. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Last one was class before he joined us. Right, here's the point. Larson, you see, Larson was class, right, before he joined us. Larson also spat the dummy out with his club to make sure that he got the move to Celtic. He made sure Celtic were knocked back at the first attempt, right? He was almost going to take his club to court to move to Celtic. Remember that. That was about 20 odd years ago. But remember that Larson wanted to come to Celtic and his club weren't prepared to sell him for the price that Celtic were going to ultimately pay. The media didn't ever talk about that, is it? So that just shows you they only turned on Adam Ida because he's Catholic and Irish. That's what I'm taking from it. Because he's Irish. Because he's Irish all day long. Because he's Irish and because he's at Celtic. Nobody mentions the fact that Larson did a similar thing when he joined Celtic. Not at all. Never spoken about. Never spoken about. Anyway, there's lots of love coming in for you, Stephen. Look at Stephen. All the love hearts coming in for you, my friend. All those love hearts are coming in for you. Love Johnny Hayes. Mick says, Henrik, the last Celtic, absolute genius, a real gift from God, blessed the making of the Hun scalping a fine art. Brown Warrior says, remember watching Henrik and Paul Ince, and Ince was so bad, he was hooked before he was sent off. And then there was just lots and lots of love hearts for our lad, Stephen Johnston. Hail, hail, Stephen. Larsson was a standout in the World Cup before he joined us. Yep. Closer to 30 years now, low. You are my Larsson. You make me happy when skies are grey. We went for Shearer, but he's a wanker. Don't you take my Larsson away. There you go. You got it out, man. Larsson can't eye the USA World Cup. Hail, hail, Stephen. Lots and lots of love. Stevie boy, lots of love. You see all the love hearts coming up on the screen. Stephen, they are for you. They are for you. Lubo was in his mid-30s. He was 33 when he arrived at Celtic, Lubo. Yang was happy with the club if they didn't let him come to us. Well, there you go. There's another player that wasn't happy. Gerald Johnson says, Stephen, you're the man, the best in this group. We all have love for you, our Celtic brother. Lubo, big hearts for him. Ada is no Larsson yet. I think he'll score 20 plus this season. I think he will score 20 plus a season. Will he score as many as what Lee Griffiths could score in a season? That is the big question. I don't think he'll probably get the game time that Lee Griffiths got to be able to score those goals. But we could see what Adam will do. Big question is how is the manager going to keep both him and Kyogo happy at the same time? Bringing players on is all fine and dandy for the 60-minute mark, but when you're a main striker that costs 9.5 million, are you really going to sit on the bench for the first 60 minutes of the game? Will Kyogo be happy sitting on the bench for the first 60 minutes of a game? Remember, Kyogo Furuhashi has just changed agent to the exact same agent that Ange Postecoglou had before he moved to Tottenham. Is there anything in that? Not before the end of this transfer window, no, but that means there could be something in the next transfer window. Watch this space. Lots of love going to Shearer and Lineker. You're Sibo in disguise. Stephen, you're the man. Stephen, we love you, bro. Lots of love for you, Stephen. Lord Lubo. Lubo went under the radar for everyone in Europe. He did that. The Scottish mainstream media, when a player in their second and governor 11, yeah, it wouldn't be that. Big man will score every game. Will he score every game? That's saying that he's going to score 30 goals this season. Well, we're 2 games into the season, so he's got 36 games to go. Can Adam Idah score 36 goals? I think there'll be a couple of games where he'll score a double. He might get the odd hat-trick throughout the season. But there will be games where Adam Idah won't score. Do not expect him to score in every game. That's a big ask in his first full season. 2 up front. Will Brendan Rodgers break with his formation? Will Brendan Rodgers break with his formation and go 2 up front? That's another massive question that needs to be asked to Brendan Rodgers at the press conference this week. The Celtic guys that go there, the Celtic media guys, need to go. How are you going? The first question, if you're one of the Celtic media guys that get the chance to go along to the press conferences, the first question that you have to ask Brendan is, how are you going to accommodate 2 strikers, 2 fantastic strikers? One striker, worth 9.5 million. How are you going to combine both strikers throughout the season, Brendan? Simple question. Give me the answer. Simple as that. And I think that that's an interesting one. That question has to be put to Brendan this weekend, is how are you going to accommodate 2 strikers? Will you change formation? Will you go to a 3-5-2? Will you change formation to play 2 strikers? Or will you still go with 1 striker in the middle and 2 wingers? Your 4-4-3 preferred formation. It's a formation that a lot of the top clubs around Europe play The manager likes to think that he's an elite manager and that he plays the same formation as all the top managers. So will he change to a 3-5-2? I don't think so. Will he go against the grain against a lot of the top managers in Europe this summer and this season to go a 3-5-2? I don't think he will. You know, a lot of the bigger teams are going for this 4-4-3 formation. Clement at Rangers, well, he went for a 4-2-3-1 formation, I think it was the other night, and look what that happened to them. Anyway, let's jump back into the comment section. He'll score 25. Gerald Johnson says he'll score 25 goals. I think he'll score at least that. Frimpong staying where he is. He's not for sale. Wow, that is, if that is the truth, Celtic are missing out on a big chunk of money this summer. Everyone thought they would move. Lots of love coming in for Stephen still. Baz, here's some for the missus. Hope she's well. She's good. She's good. But we're out for a meal before. That's why I'm running late. Because we're out for a meal. We've had a fantastic day. Okay, I'll eat the marathon first. Okay, I'll eat the marathon first. Carly, what was the other choice of the marathon? Ida on penalty, says Jeffrey. Miles says, what age is Kyogo? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. See, this year we'll win the Champions League. This year, a win in the Champions League gets you 4 million. That's even more reason that Celtic need to win 3 games in this Champions League. They need to win 3 games for one reason and one reason only, to climb up that coefficient ladder. Why is it a ladder? And here's another question. Here's a question for you. Why does your alarm go off when it's already switched on? Your alarm has to be switched on before it goes off. But we say, when you wake up, my alarms just went off. But it didn't go off because you had to switch it on. So shouldn't you say, my alarm's just switched on? That's too much for this time of night, isn't it? Think about it. Anyway, let's get back to football. Fringspawn is staying where he is. Who really cares? Says Ida will set up a lot of goals. Stuart Ramsey says, evening Vaz, what have I missed? Go and tell me we're signing 4 more players. No, we're not signing 4 more players. But what we are doing is we're talking about the fact that Adam Ida was harassed by the Scottish media, saying that he was basically a disruptive player that forced the move. And I think that the Scottish media are hurting Huns, and the only reason that they're doing that is because they need to try and get into the mindset of Adam Ida to knock his confidence, because he is a player that's walking into Celtic Park, floating into Celtic Park on that private jet, going like this, going, I'm coming here. And by the way, if the Green Brigade want to do the T-shirts that we did a few years ago with Brendan Rodgers, Kieran Tierney, and Scott Brown, and Brendan Rodgers say, on the T-shirt says, "I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over." That's Adam Ida. I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over. That's it. So, guys, if there's any of you listening, get that T-shirt redone and get Kyogo one side and Adam Ida and Brendan Rodgers with Adam Ida saying, "I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over." That was a cracking T-shirt. I've still got mine in the cupboard. Anyway, I remember Zidane interview on English TV asking any World Cup players in English football. He turned around and said, only one class player, and that's Lubo at Celtic. Jobbo says, how do I buy a membership? Where do I press the button? It's coming up super chat, says Lorna. I have no idea. Carly says, he looks great. I don't know who you're talking about. Carly, Sibo says B. What? That's alarming, Baz. It is alarming. It is. It turns itself off. And what you press snooze, and then it switches itself back on. But you had to switch and see. We're going down a whole thing. It's weird. It is weird because your alarm doesn't switch itself on. But we say my alarms just went off. But it's not went off. It's went on. But you turned it on. Oh, that's a whole different question. Didn't even go there. It's no letting Carly buy super chat. It's only saying super chat. Says Lorna. Fire alarms go off too. Fire alarms go off too, don't they? The fire alarms went off. Oh, it's not. It's went on. It's went on. When it goes off, it goes, and then that's it. It's off. What the fuck? The alarm go off. It's nuts. But it doesn't. When it goes silent, it goes off. But when it goes on, it goes on. But we say my alarms just went off. The fire alarm's gone off. Ah! No, it didn't. The fire alarm's actually on, and we're all going fucking mental and running out the building. Anyway, you having an acid attack? Nope, Stuart. It was something that I seen just before I came online, and I thought I was either going to say it to use or the missus. It's either going to say it to use or the missus. Right, let me just check one last thing about some headline, the real story behind the Derby allocation cut. The wages reportedly offered to Daniel Kelly. This is coming out of Hale 67. Said that we knew this anyway. Celtic tabled £5,000 a week for Daniel Kelly. That's not new news. It doesn't tell you what Millwall are paying. That's a letdown, isn't it? Jesus. Thought that was actually going to be a breaking news story, but it's not. It's not. It's a story that goes back to August, and they've just regurgitated it from the Daily Record. Yep. That's why they jumped ship to Celtic AM. Anyway, that's enough for us this evening. There's no real Celtic news going around. There is no new transfers coming in tonight. There's a lot of speculation out there, but we're not going to talk about speculation. What about the military kit? What about that military kit? I've seen one of the comments on Twitter saying, do you get a free balaclava for it? For me, when that kit, the camouflage third kit, comes out for sale, I tell you, I'm buying half a dozen of them. Half a dozen of them. I think it's absolutely fantastic, that kit. Bus conductors would say, get off. Get off. Kelly needs to be sent a naughty step. Bad boy. Stevie, welcome to the One Celtic Fans View. Stevie, how many members are we sitting on? Give me 2 seconds. Let me just do this before we leave. Click on this. Because you're giving out, and I don't know how long you actually give the membership away for. We're sitting on 39 members. It's all right sitting on 39 members, but will that last long term? I hope it does. I'll tell you one thing, that is absolutely nuts. Yous are all mad. Yous are brilliant. I love yous. I love every single one of yous. Anyway, Millwall, for fuck's sake. Yeah, my wife gets mere... I didn't need to know that. Actually, come on, get off, says Turnkey. Well done, Baz. I said it, 1 month, 1 month, and then you'll start getting your comments highlighted on. Oh, it's only gifted for a month. Oh, what? So they'll all disappear in a month's time. Oh well, that's all right. At least it's gifted for a month. But then they'll not get their, once they start seeing that their comments are highlighted when you remember, they might come back. There's been over 2,664 comments. 64 people have watched the channel live this evening. I'll take my hand off your face. Okay then. That's another one. I'll take my hand off your face, you can. What? What was it doing on my face in the first place? I'll fucking scalp your puss. I can understand that. I'll take your hand off your face, you little cheeky bastard. What was it doing there in the first place? You'll take it off. It's like, what? Anyway, I agree to plunge. I'm staying Baz, saying mixed Celtic. Perfect. There's currently 373 on. There's 2,677 people. Back to Jer's Radio. Off you go. Back to Jer's Radio. I'm away to take the missus out to the pub. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening. And you know I always do it. You guys, yes, you guys there. You guys that are watching at this late stage of the video, thank you for sticking around to the end. If you have stuck around to the end, and I mean it, I really do mean it. And thank you to every single person that has became a member of the One Celtic Fans U. We will start doing members only videos, little sneaky member only videos, and we might even do a members only live, just so we could talk pure and utter pish. Even more pure and utter pish than we currently speak. We're sitting on 18,044 subscribers. I thank every single one that has been a subscriber and is a subscriber. We are on the count to 20,000 before Christmas. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening. And especially you, Stephen, that side. Big love heart for Stephen. Big shout out to Stevie Boy. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around.